Hey, well, before we get the podcast started, please check out my new album, Elevator Style, available exclusively on Pandora. However, it'll be available everywhere on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, hopefully XM, everywhere. December 2nd. You can save it now, pre-save it now. Check out my Instagram or Twitter at Kortney Shane. That's at KORTNEY Shane. Or just hop over my website. All the information is there. Elevator Style, out now. Check it out. Now let's get to the show. Hello, welcome to the Last Show podcast. My name is Kortney Shane Williams. I am the host of the Last Show podcast. It has been a while. You can subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google, TuneIn Radio. Go to my website, KortneyShaneWilliams.com. You can see where I'm performing my live stand-up comedy shtick. We're going to get to that in a minute. I'm going to let you finish in a minute. Also, go to my Instagram and Twitter at Kortney Shane. That's at KORTNEY Shane. Thank you. However you got to this podcast, thank you. You guys that come to shows and see me perform live, thank you. You guys that wandered upon this because you were down some weird rabbit hole, thank you. You guys that are doxing me right now. I taught somebody on a cruise ship what doxing me means. Is shout out to Spencer James. Hopefully things are working out well. And I taught him what that means, doxing me. He's like, what? Doxing? Doxing. The only reason I know what doxing is because a lot of my family members have been to jail. And that's the way you get there. But this is the show. This is a stand-up comedy. This is a sports, pop culture, comedy podcast, sometimes in that order, sometimes not. It's been such a long time. I don't know if I've recorded a podcast for like a month, maybe a month and a half, man. So let's just get straight off the rip. First of all, I'm recording this on Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, the 24th. Hopefully, if you're eating this or you're listening to this after you had some turkey, hopefully that went down well and that worked out for you pretty good. If you're not, and you're just listening in your leisure Wednesday night, whatever it is, I'm recording this at 9:22. I'm also watching the Cavs game at the same time. So if you see me stuttering and stammering, it's not because I'm disinterested. It's because Isaac Okoro just turned the ball over with 40 seconds left. So anyways, let's start here. Comedy album. It's on Pandora right now exclusively. XM Radio, I think it's supposed to be on there too, but I'm not sure how that works. But Pandora, you can go and you can check out the album now. Next week, December 2nd, all streaming platforms. I'm going to try to talk to you guys again before next week, but all streaming platforms next week. I'm going to send out a mass email next week. So, it's a big deal, really big deal. Check out the album Elevator Style. It's going to be available everywhere by the time you hear this. Probably, maybe not, depending on if you had that turkey or not. Next. I haven't done that many podcasts lately, man, and I actually do want to apologize for you guys that are listeners all the time. And if you're a listener all the time, maybe you unsubscribe by now, resubscribe, share with your friends. I'm trying my best. Couple things happened. Number one, this album, I thought it was going to be less work than the last album I did, and it has been less work, but it's been more different work. So last time, I didn't do enough promotion in social media at all. Because this time, man, the social media is on point. Working with 800 Pound Gorillas Records has been fantastic, man. Not only has it been a great experience with them guiding me and leading me and having a plan, like an organized record label, right? But it's also been a learning experience in the sense that, like, if I wanted to do any project again, if I just wanted to promote, a comedy show, whatever, there's things I'm going to take from this experience that'll help. Social media and promotion, that's a big thing, and having everything look good and be coherent, it's just something I never thought of. And you know me, I don't take social media seriously because, like the great Dave Chappelle said, it's not real. So I would have old goofy pictures up there and stuff like that, have baby pictures up there as my profile picture. Apparently that's not the greatest, advertising. So that was part of it, man. Doing that amount of work. I had to do liners for all the tracks. There's 11 tracks on the album. And I had to do liners, 3 liners per track. And then I had to write the liners, which took more work. You know, that normally would be the time maybe I would write for the podcast. Yeah, I do actually write for this show. That'd be the time I do that. So I had to do that kind of work. Then, you know, I had to go through, listen to the tracks, you know, approve the tracks, and then do the titles of the tracks, and then go through that. Then you're doing all this, you know, other video stuff and approving things, and it's just a long process. So that's part of the reason there hasn't been a podcast, so my apology. The other part is I just got back on cruise ships, and I haven't figured out a way to efficiently record on cruise ships without bringing a check bag. Eventually I may have to bring a check bag just to keep my sanity. It's only so long you can sit in a room, but I haven't figured out a way to do the podcast without taking a check bag, and I haven't wanted to really take a check bag. So that's where I am right now with that. Oh, Rubio from the corner. Nah, he missed the three. Marketing, layup, down by one. So yeah, I've done since September, I've done 5 cruises, and you can't get on and off the ship anymore. You have to stay on the ship the whole time. So I've done like an 8-day cruise, 5-day cruise, 4-day cruise, and you have to stay on the full days. So I just got off, and I did 2 back-to-back cruises. I was on the ship for 14 days in a row consecutively. So when you come home, I got to reintroduce myself to my family. It's not exactly the time to sneak off and do a podcast, right? So those 2 things coupled together is the reason there hasn't been a show. I'm trying to figure out a better, more efficient way to do it, or some way to keep doing the podcast. I enjoy doing it. I like talking. Hopefully it's promoting. Hopefully you guys enjoy listening. You know, it's a fan base. Plus, it's a good connection point between those people that do come to the show. Also, I'm actually balancing another job at the same time. During the pandemic, I had to get a job. So I'm balancing all these things plus a wife and a child. So the podcast is just not at the top of the list of things to do. So that's that. However, we are here. Let's start the show.
What makes you think I'm not in love?
I forgot about that. Tyler, the Creator, that's what this is. So the significance of this song is the Grammys were announced. Kanye West got nominated for everything. They gave Kanye West the Lauryn Hill, Rubio missed a free throw, down by 3, ball game. They gave Kanye West the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill treatment. Like, the Donda album wasn't all that, dude. This dude nominated for everything. Everything. I think he won Christian Artist of the Year, which is really funny. Because I was actually at somebody's house who may or may, I ain't gonna put him out there, but I was talking to somebody that may or may not be a minister. And they was like, whoa, man, you know, when Kanye West started making Christian music, I knew he had to break up with Kim Kardashian. What about all that porn he solicited? Hey, what about the hat, man? What are we doing, dog? Really, son? Really? Well, Kim Kardashian, that's what corrupted Kanye West? Did you see that nigga's haircut, son? Like, he has way bigger problems going on right now, dude. That dude chopped out pieces of his hair and called it the Britney Spears. Don't try to blame that on nobody else, Kanye. You went to the barbershop and pointed at number 15 on the chart. You think the barber just made that up? If I was the barber that cut that, I wouldn't let anybody know. You know what I mean? Because the edge was fire on the Kanye West haircut. So you know a barber had to cut the hair. But any barber that would have cut that hair is not putting their name on that. Hey, keep your money and don't tell anybody where you've been for the last 30 minutes. Because that is a 30-minute haircut. That's not an all-day session, ladies and gentlemen. So, he's nominated for everything. The best album I heard this year is Tyler, the Creator. Tyler, the Creator, Call Me If You Get Lost. The whole thing. Tyler, the Creator, I've talked about that before ad nauseum on this podcast. But the best album I heard this year was Tyler, the Creator, Call Me If You Get Lost. And I got a feeling he's probably not going to win anything. Hopefully, Rap Album of the Year. That'd be nice if he did win. And hopefully, he'll perform at the show. And maybe it'll be a coming out party. It's weird having a coming out party for Tyler. You know what? Now I'm on this. It's weird having a coming out party for Tyler, the Creator, when the dude's like 7 albums in. Like 7, and not even that, he's 3 classic albums in a row. Like classic albums in a row, like in. And before that, it was him and Odd Future. Yeah, Odd Future, right? Him, Odd Future, and Goblin and Frank Ocean. Like, he's had a long career, even though he's still young. It also, speaking of albums, it hit me like I poured so much effort into this album and making an album. And I was listening back to it, and I'm like, oh wow, I didn't know I said that. Man, that was much better. Oh man, and I'm like, man, this album is slower. It just, and I was like, man, that could be different. But then I thought, if I re-recorded my album right now, it would sound exactly the same. The truth of the matter is, that's just as good as I am. It's just, hey, man, I did my best. Oh, man, this microphone is tripping, man. Everything is great about this microphone except a good microphone stand. Does anybody have a good microphone stand that doesn't clip to the desk? So anyway, so I was thinking about album, but then the other thing I was thinking about is like, yo, what if the album doesn't get great reception? Like, it hit me. Like, there's a lot of artists that are very good artists, and they just had albums that were people like, well, we cool on that. And it ends up being a really classic album later on, and something you listen to later on is like, wow, I didn't know it was like this, and it just putting out work. You think about someone like Tyler, the Creator, who's had 3 classic albums in a row and probably won't get any recognition at all, at least at the Grammy Awards. And they'll give it to something like Donda. And it's like, wow, he put out this great work of art. And I'm like, hold on, that's me. I mean, I don't have to know how Tyler, the Creator feels. That's me. I didn't get nominated for a Grammy either. Cavs lost by 5. So, that's that. The other thing too about the awards, and I don't even know if she nominated, but Adele, hey man, we here. I've never been a fan of Adele, but hey man, hello from the other side. Adele spit that real. She put out a new album. I haven't listened to a second of it, and I may not listen to a second of it unless I'm caught in the elevator with a white woman. It's like, that's because they got loud headphones. See, white women, they haven't discovered isolation. Hey man, they play their music on a talk boy. You know what I mean? Everybody can hear the lyrics. So eventually, oh man, Mike Fratello got a new wig. And then I'm just gonna start commenting on the game that you guys are gonna watch, the Czar. Yeah, man. So Adele came out with an album. One thing that she did, and I read this online, so it has to be true, is that they took away the shuffle button. She was like, that's the only thing I asked Spotify. When you go on Spotify and you would play an album, it would automatically shuffle the album. It had a shuffle thing on there, automatically. You had to play a track to make it go on the road. And Adele says she negotiated with Spotify and they took the shuffle button off. Now you can just hit the play button and the album will just play. So when my album's available on Spotify next week, shameless plug, you can just hit the play button. We'll start from the beginning. By the way, shout out to Seattle. I gave y'all a track on the album. You better support it. Like, straight up. And not only did I give Seattle a track, I put Seattle's name on the track. And I put the 12th man on the track. And I know how charged up y'all get about the football team. So you better support it. You understand? Every game day, see, is it Blue Friday? Is that what they call it? Every game day, I'm sending it out. But Adele, dude, shout out to Adele, man, for taking away the shuffle track. Because some people be like, oh, what's your favorite song on the album? The first one. Start from the beginning. That's the way I like to go, man. So shout out to her. Shoot, there was something else I want to talk. Oh, I know what it is. The 2021 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductions were fire. If you have HBO Max, free plug HBO. The game is to be sold and not told. Y'all ain't paid me a dime. This is free. HBO Max. The 2021. I really got to turn this game off. I mean, they lost. I'm listening to I'm watching the post game on mute, and Mike Fratello's blonde hair is really throwing me. That's right. Mike Fratello has a blonde wig. Mike Fratello's dressed like Tyler, the Creator. Hey man, 2021. It was great, man. It was great. Only person that didn't perform, I think, was Jay-Z. Oddly enough, Foo Fighters performed. It was straight, dude. Even old Stevie Nicks, she got up there, she performed. Tina Turner did it, renditions of her. Like, it was good. LL Cool J, like, it was good. The Go-Go's, it was really good. There was one artist on there, man, and I paused it. I was like, I gotta write his name down. And it was like inspiring, man. Now I'm a sucker for music. I'm a sucker for award shows. I love the Grammys, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Like that stuff I actually like. As much as I know that, like, especially the Grammys is rigged, like I still watch. I still like it. But man, I always find some inspiration, you know, not always, but it was really inspirational listening to some of the artists talk. And that's actually one of those points where they talk about the albums that came out and nobody to listen and you know, trudging through it. And you just put one foot in front of the other, and that's just the way it goes. And as an artist listening to it, it's like, wow, you know, it was great. So if you have time, plug it in. Plug in the old TV. I think I'm going to watch the comedian documentary tonight. That's what I think I'm going to watch. I think I'm going to watch Jerry Seinfeld Comedian. It got to be somewhere. But that stuff is informational, man. That's the stuff that gets me charged up. I don't watch a lot of comedies and things like that, but I love music. Music gets me going. Music gets me inspired. Music makes me want to write. Sometimes it brings me to tears. It makes me cry because it's like you want to be so good, so bad, and you want to work hard so bad. And I remember telling myself, I'm like, man, if I could just do comedy. And then when I got the cruise ship gigs, I'm like, oh man, like now I get to sit in the room, basically write comedy. Now, as long as you can get your mental health right? You got to take care of your mentals, like the great prophet Marshawn Lynch said, all right? Take care of your mentals, you know? But as long as you can get your mental health right, man, just being able to just go in and attack comedy, like, you can get good, man. So that was hugely inspirational. So especially if you want to do something big or bigger than yourself, you need something, or you're just trying to kill time, doesn't matter. The 2021 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductions on HBO Max. Check it out. All right. I think we'll wrap up the show. Thank you, you, for tuning into the Last Show podcast. I'm going to try to come at you guys more consistently, you know, but it is what it is. I'm doing my best. I have to feed my wife and kids. Like, you know, there's some things that take priority, you know, and my wife is one of them. Because if she doesn't take priority, eventually I won't have a wife, okay? And then you'll hear from me a lot because I'll need to make those alimony payments. So keep Kortney off the podcast should be the slogan. In the meantime, Instagram and Twitter at Kortney Shane. My new album, Elevator Style, available everywhere December 2nd. Pandora exclusive right now. Check it out. Thumbs up everywhere, man. You guys, please be safe. Have a good holiday. Enjoy your family. You know, tolerate the people you hate. And if you can't do either, just stay home by yourself. You know, watch football. You know what I mean? In your draws, like every other American. All right, take it easy. Peace.
I know. Everybody asked me the question. They wanted to know what kind. I know he's gonna wild out and he's gonna do something crazy. Everybody wants to know what I would do if I didn't win. I guess we'll never know.
Aha! What do you know from funny, you bastard?
Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.
God bless.